As we prepare for the action to heat up once again, the weather is going to cool down big time. It's already pretty chilly and it's pretty gusty. You could probably hear the wind on this microphone. But it's the second to last Friday night of 2022, and we're going to start this pit preview with our most recent visitor in victory lane with Kyle Rickey.
And Bonza, that driver, is Mike Christopher Jr., who won the TC13 2 weeks ago, the last time we were in action here. And first off, what did that win mean to you now that you've had 2 weeks to reflect on it?
Yeah, it was a good one. Huge for not only me, but my team. You know, the struggles we've been going through to get a win like that felt good, but also my family being in victory lane. A lot of, more than expected of my family came to the races that night, so it was good to get them in victory lane. And then, you know, everyone else in the grandstands that liked it. So, yeah, it was a big deal.
Yeah, big night, emotional night for sure. So now what's it going to take to get you in victory lane for a 40-lap points-paying feature? Only a couple of opportunities remain here this season with 3 races to go.
Yeah, it's coming down to the wire. I don't know about tonight. We're on some used stuff tonight. You know, I know everyone knows how that goes. So, but tomorrow's looking promising, and then next week it's up to what they give us for tires. But yeah, looking to get through tonight and learn a little bit on old tires, and then transfer that to tomorrow, but we should be pretty good for tomorrow.
That is Mike Christopher Jr., the most recent winner 2 weeks ago in the TC13 for the SK Modifieds. Now let's hear from one of our championship contenders in the late model with Bonza.
Kyle, Kevin Gambacorda was on a streak of top 5 finishes in the late models, including some podiums, but unfortunately that came to an end a couple weeks ago. You were up there fighting for the podium, but what happened after that?
I heard you jinxed me in the booth. We were just racing for third, and you know, just a little contact, and we ended up losing a couple spots, but it's racing, so we'll just try to start the streak back up again tonight. Really need to get another win. It's been a while since we won, and I'd like to end the season with at least one more win.
First half of the season, you said you had the best long-run car in the late models. Second half of the year, how have you felt about that, or what more do you need?
I don't know, we've been missing a little bit over the summer. I don't know if that's me. I feel like I've always struggled in the summer. I don't know. But it's cooling off again here, so maybe it'll work in our favor, and maybe we'll be the top car again.
How much does the track change for these cars when it's 20 degrees cooler than 2 weeks ago?
For me, I don't know. I feel like I have more grip. I seem to like it better. I don't know, like at night when you start to get that dew on the window before you go out for the races, it seems to be when I really run well. So we'll see. Hopefully tonight.
Kevin Gambacorda looking for win number 4 this year, which would be a new career high for the driver at 23. Now let's go to the SK Light Modified pits with Kyle.
And Bonza, Megan Fuller is in the middle of her best season in the SK Light Modifieds here at the Stafford Motor Speedway, 7th in the championship standings, and that's with missing a race. So what's been the key to your consistency here this summer?
Definitely the preparation on the car and our consistency throughout the season.
These races have been fun to watch, starting about 28 cars a week, as high as 32 or 33 a few weeks ago. For you, in these events, what's it like in the eye of the storm, in the middle of the traffic at the start of these races, when you have to worry about not only getting to the front, but worrying about everybody else around you?
I think, honestly, the biggest thing is luck within the SK Lights, especially with the field that we have, and that's always a good thing to have on your side. And we've gained quite a bit of experience in the past year, so that's definitely helped us.
Experience and a little bit of luck. Hopefully we'll get Megan to victory lane and her first win here in the SK Lights here at Stafford here later tonight. Now let's hear from another driver looking for his first SK Light Modified win with Bonza.
Kyle, flying under the radar in the SK Light Modifieds is a rookie in Ron Mitford Jr., who 3 weeks ago, you led several laps, didn't get the finish you were looking for after an accident, and you bounced back and finished 6th. What's been the key the last few races with the uptick in performance?
About a month ago, we started working with Keith Rocco. He's setting the car up now for us. I've been driving out there, and every week I'm learning more, and he's been he's helped our program a lot. So that's been a big difference for us. But we've been working hard all year at it. We finally got into the handicap. We struggled early in the year to get into there. So, but yeah, Keith has been a big difference for our program.
Now you've raced karts a lot, and you moved up to the SK Lights this year. What's the biggest lesson you've learned in this division with this car?
I mean, it's still a race car. You still got to race it. So your instincts are pretty similar to a go-kart. But the biggest thing with this is braking. You know, you got a little bit of braking to worry about. Go-karts typically you're just kind of wide open and riding. But a little bit more involved with the setup. Obviously, we got shocks and springs. Go-karts don't have that, so learning about that has been neat. But I've just tried to be a sponge and learn as much as I can about these cars.
Well, I guess he's learning because he's got a couple top 10s this season and has led laps along the way. We'll see if Ron Mitford Jr. might get his first top 5 in the SK Light Modifieds tonight. Now we're going to switch over to the street stock pits where Kyle Rickey standing by with one of our top drivers in the points.
In Bonza, Adrian Paradis is currently second in the championship standings for the street stocks, and that's with missing an event. You must be thinking, what if we didn't miss that night a couple months ago?
Exactly. Shortly after, I told my crew, I go, this night's gonna come back and haunt me, I think it's gonna. If we would at least took the green that night and at least got last place points, you know, because right now every little bit's gonna help. You know, right now it's up to Travis. He's got everything to lose, nothing to gain at this point, but he's a good competitor. He's got a smart head. I think he's got it locked up. It's going to be very tough to catch him.
You're still mathematically eligible and on a great run as of late. 11 consecutive top 5s. What's been the key here these last couple of months of finishing seemingly on the podium more often than not?
I've had a really, really good car every week. Just trying to keep my head in the game and not let my emotions, you know, control my actions behind the wheel. I'm just trying to be smooth and consistent every week.
Best of luck to you here later tonight.
Thank you.
It's Adrian Paradis trying to stay alive in the run for the Street Stock Championship. Now let's go to the limited late model pit and hear from a driver looking for his first career win.
Last time the limited late models were on the track, we saw a 1-2 finish between brothers, Matt and Jay. Matt got the win. Jay, you got your career best second place finish. You've had 2 podiums this year. What's been the key in 2022 to improving your performance?
It's got to be consistency and not being too hard on myself. Last year, I mean, anyone in my family will tell you I'd come back in off the track and I'd be mad about something. This year, I've just tried to, you know, settle down, have fun, and try to make smart changes to the car and to my driving style. And I think it's helped a lot. So.
What was it like finishing 1-2 with Matt? I'm sure you wanted to be the first place car, but still, a Clement 1-2, how's that feel?
I mean, it feels pretty good. You know, once Matt got by me and he checked out, I kind of knew, you know, I didn't have anything for him. The goal was just to keep whoever was behind me. But yeah, no, it was really cool, especially, you know, afterwards on the cool down lap, coming down the back stretch and the front stretch side by side. It was a pretty special moment, so that one will probably stay in the memory bank for a while.
So what more do you need so that this car is in front of this car?
Well, the past 2 weeks we put the setup from the 59 in this car, so hopefully we'll have a little bit of a role reversal, or if he is going to beat me, hopefully it's not by a whole straightaway this time, but we'll try for the latter.
Jay Clement looking to become the 10th different winner in the limited late models this year and a first-time winner at the Stafford Speedway. It's time to go racing, so let's head to the booth and Kyle Rickey to get this party started.
All right, thank you very much, Bonza Tufa, and welcome everybody to the Stafford Motor Speedway on this penultimate Friday night of the 2022 season. Kyle Rickey and Dave Barabalt up here topside, and Dave, those are just some of the storylines heading into tonight. Several more championships potentially to be decided, and what an incredible car count in the pit area.
Certainly do have a lot of cars back there, Kyle, as you were mentioning, and as you say, championships can be pretty much decided tonight, 2 that cannot. You have just 12 points separating Rich Hammond and Jeremy Lavoie in the limited late models. That'll be our first qualifying event that'll be rolling out on the track momentarily. And in the SK Lights, we have another 12-point advantage and 18 points for third. So those are still some battles that have yet to be decided and could very well go to the final night next Friday night.
It's going to be a great night of racing, part of a doubleheader weekend of racing. Of course, the 49th Napa Fall Final tomorrow with the Monaco Modified Tri-Track Series. More about that in a little bit, but right now our first qualifying event already rolling onto the Speedway for the limited late models. 7 cars looking to take the green flag here in this opening event of the night. And starting on the pole will be car number 17 from Canton, Connecticut, the Genco Construction Chevrolet for Ari Jensick.
And to the outside, completing this family front row, it is the 23 of Devin Jensick, and he is sponsored by JK Racing Club.
Third starter, car 28 from Tolland, Connecticut, Napa of Tolland, providing the sponsorship for Rich Hammond.
Jay Clement will grid next in the 95. being brought to us by Clement Motorsports.
Fifth starter, car 59 from Wethersfield, Connecticut, the Clement Motorsports entry for Matt Clement.
Tara Martell is the backer of our final starter on the field out of Holland, Massachusetts. It's the 77 of Trinity Provost.
And also the car number 6 in the 6th starting spot from Windsor Locks, Connecticut, the Bobcat of Connecticut, Rosati Trucking entry for Jeremy Lavoie. As we get set to go racing in 1 lap from now, the field comes off of turn 4 to receive the 1 to go signal. Matt Clement, the most recent winner in this division 2 weeks ago, the last time we ran, and finished just ahead of his brother Jay at the checkered flag. A pretty cool moment for that family in Napa Victory Lane 2 weeks ago. And now it's Jay trying to turn his fortune around tonight and be the driver in Victory Lane. I believe the only driver in the top 10 in points that has not won yet in this division this season. Set to go in turn number 3. Twins on the front row. Devin Jensick to the outside. He's the older one by a minute over sister Ari as they come off of turn number 4. Green is out, and we are underway with heat race number 1 for the limited late models, and it's Devin Jensick that gets the jump into turn 1.
So Jensick will lead the charge into turn number 2. Ari has a fight on her hands on the outside, looking to make a move. And they get trouble further back as the 95 of Clement comes together, scoots on the grass, also with Rich Hammond and the 28 moving down into the turn 3 area.
Yeah, Rich Hammond, one of those title contenders in the 28 car, now falls to the rear of the field and will spin that car in the grass in turn number 4. We stay green for now with Devin Jensick leading the way, but the caution does come out.
And Kyle, that's pretty important because Rich Hammond wants to be in the top 5 to get that preferred handicapping position and be able to keep his eyes on Jeremy Lavoie when this points battle goes racing in feature event action.
Right now, Rich Hammond 12 points behind Jeremy Lavoie heading into tonight. Jeremy is a 2-time champion here in the limited late models. Rich Hammond looking for his first championship. And those two have been able to break away from everybody else. Alexandra Fern is 3rd in points, but 40 back. She's the defending champion of this division. As Hammond will get back into line on the back straightaway, and we should grid the field up here in about a half a lap from now. I want to welcome all the folks from Casella Waste Systems here tonight to the Speedway, whether it be for your home or business. Casella Waste Systems has you covered. Services include recycling, collection, organics, energy, and landfill. Casella has grown over the past 40+ years by putting the needs of their customers first and helping them capture the value from waste through innovative resource solutions. Learn more at Casella.com, and they are joining us here this evening, and we hope they enjoy all the festivities here tonight as we get a look at the replay of the incidents that put us under the caution flag up on the big screen. Also like to take a moment, welcome all the folks tuning in from around the country on flowracing.com. Let us know where you're watching from via Twitter, like a tweet your seat kind of thing. It's been fun to do all summer long. Find us at Stafford Speedway on the Twitter machine. As the field comes off of turn number 4, we'll try it again. Green is out, 1 of 8 complete. And it's Devin Jensick leading them back to turn 1.
And Ari on the outside trying to fight back, but making his way underneath is Jeremy Lavoie. Lavoie will grab the 2nd spot, and he'll try to get designs on grabbing the lead as they rocket their way down into turn 3.
Jeremy Lavoie, the current point leader, and now the current race leader in turn number 3 here in this qualifying event. Matt Clement, the winner of the feature event 2 weeks ago, slides in the line in 3rd, just behind Devin Jensick, who has also picked up a couple of wins this season in car number 23 as they race off of turn 2 and up the back straightaway. Best battle is for 4th, Ari Jensick and Jay Clement beginning to come back up through in car 95.
And also trying to close in is the 28 of Rich Hammond, trying to get that 5th spot that we had mentioned. Ari now finds herself under attack, a peak down low by the 95 of Clement, but he stays in line as they go through turns 1 and 2.
Off of turn 2 they go, and up the back straightaway. Race leader is gone at the front for Jeremy Lavoie. Further back, here is Jay Clement to the inside for position number 4 on Ari Jensick, and Rich Hammond will continue to fill that hole to the bottom now for 5th. car number 28 as they go back to turn number 1. Top 4 singled out. Well, I say that. Here's the battle for second. Matt Clement thought for a moment he'd step out of line on Devin Jensick for that position, but did not, and now will dig a little harder in turn 4.
So he'll try to dive bomb his way off turn number 4, create an opening. They cross the stripe. Once again, falls back in line as they go into 1. He'll try to get a run down low, Kyle, but it just seems like he's unable to complete that move as they fling themselves down the backstretch.
Yeah, Devin Jensick a bit stronger in the outside lane, and car number 23 is able to carry that momentum off of both turns 2 and 4 and up the 500-plus foot straightaways here at Stafford. And it's going to be Devin that maintains that second spot. They're about to have company for that third position. Here comes Jay Clement to make that a 3-way battle from second on back.
So once again, Clement goes down the backstretch, about a car length advantage between he and the 23. They'll hit the white flag when they come across the line this time by, and way out front is Jeremy Lavoie, but the battle is on for second in the final lap.
Matt Clement hard to the inside off of turn number 4. Devin Jensick with the run topside once again, and now they are side by side for the runner-up position. Jay Clement has the best seat in the house in 4th, Rich Hammond in 5th, but off of turn number 4, checkered flag is already waving for Jeremy Lavoie. Car number 6 will become our first heat race winner of the evening.
And finishing in second will be the 59 of Matt Clement. The 23 belonging to Devin Jensick is third. And it'll be the 95 belonging to Jay Clement. Rich Hammond will make up our top 5. And then it's the 17 of Ari Jensick, the 77 of Trinity Provost. And it does look like I see a little difference up on the scoreboard, Kyle, from what I call.
Yep, Trinity Provost rounding out the field as we'll send the first heat race back to the pits. As we get a good look at race winner Jeremy Lavoie leading the charge back to the pit area. They prepare for their feature event here later this evening. Heat race number 2 about to move out onto the Speedway. Car number 22 will lead the field to the green flag from New Hartford, Connecticut, the Dazed Cannabis-sponsored car for our pole sitter, Gary Patnode.
Garrett's Carpentry brings us a feature event winner in 2022 out of Agawam, Massachusetts. It's the 14 of Kevin Cormier.
Third starter, car number 12 from East Longmeadow, Massachusetts, Broadbrook Brewing, providing the sponsorship for our defending champion, currently third in the championship standings, for Alexandra Fern.
JRC Transportation brings us the number 10 machine out of Litchfield, Connecticut. It will be Matt Scapini.
That's going to be car number 83 up next from Wellington, Connecticut, the Casa Grande Builders entry for Damian Pilardi.
Driving the 56 out of Morris, Connecticut, it will be John Orsini. He is sponsored by Royal Screw Machine Products.
And 7th starter, car number 42 from Durham, Connecticut, the Daddy O'Honey Chevrolet for Dana Ray. Will round out our 7-car field here in heat race number 2. We've had 4 winners over the last 4 weeks for the limited late models. Matt Clement, we mentioned a little bit ago, picked up his 12th career win back on September 9th, the last time we were here. The week before that, it was Damian Pilardi picking up his 2nd win of the season, 2nd career win in a 2nd different race car after crashing his primary car midway through the season. Won that race in a car his dad was supposed to drive this season, but Damian getting the job done on September 2nd. The week before that, August 19th, Jeremy Lavoie picked up the race win. And then on August 12th, Kevin Cormier picked up his 1st career win. So a lot of different winners this season for the limited late models. Still a few drivers out there looking to add their name to that list here over these next 2 races to wrap up the 2022 season. Gary Patnode, Kevin Cormier, front row. Pace car is on the pit lane. We are set for our 2nd qualifying event for the limited late models.
Mike Hellberg eyes the field over, throws the green flag. The drag race down into turn number 1. Won by inches right now by Cormier on the outside in the 14th. But here comes Patnode in the 22. He'll lead the field off turn 2.
Good run for Gary Patnode up the back straightaway. Car 22 is in position number 1, closely pursued by Alexandra Fern in the 12. A car spun further back. It looks like Dana Ray. She gets that car righted off of turn 2 and keeps on rolling up the back straightaway, but will fall about 3/4 of a lap behind the race leaders that are already back to the backstretch on the second lap.
And they're starting to check out from Cormier. Cormier got a visit from Scapini. Scapini lost some time and space on the track, and he has to worry about the 83 of Pilardi as Pilardi closes in the battle for fourth.
Good run in the battle for the lead. Alexandra Fern really closing the gap on Gary Patnode for the top spot. Had a great run off of turn number 4. Settling for second for now. Still in the first half of this 8-lap qualifying event. Kevin Cormier in the third spot. Matt Scapini, who went to victory lane early this season, picking up a race win on Napa Spring Sizzler weekend. Looking to maybe bookend the season with checkered flags. And a battle for the lead in turn 2. Alexandra Fern wasting little time going to the front.
And she was able to dispose of Gary Patnode pretty quickly. We're going to see if he can fight back. We're going to hit the halfway point. Alexandra Fern will lead him off turn number 4. A little slide. Does that allow Patnode to get a run? He also slides as he comes off turn 4.
Yeah, slip sliding around off of turn number 4 for Patnode. Lost about a half a car length or so to Fern, but he gained that back in turn number 1. Looks like Patnode stronger entering the corners. Fern a bit quicker at the exit of the corners. And each time by at the start-finish line, there's about a car length or so between them. And then a bit of a gap back to the race for third with Cormier, Scapini, and Serdell.
That makes up our top 5. Then we have the 56 of Orsini running 6th, and Dana Ray, who's about to get lapped by Alexandra Fern as the field makes its way into turn 3 and 4. A run by Patnode gets a little bit closer, down to the final 2 for Alexandra Fern to pick up a heat race win.
Dana Ray wrapping up her rookie season here in the limited late models after running several seasons in our Wild Pink Kart program on Monday night, still adapting to the big cars on the big track. The driver of car number 42. Alexandra Fern, another graduate from Wild Thing Karts, and has found a lot of success here at the Stafford Motor Speedway on the big track. The winningest female in track history, last year's champion, and current race leader into the final lap.
So she will come off turn 2 and head down the backstretch for the final time. The Broadbrook Brewing number 12, about a 2 to 3 car length advantage over Gary Patnode. They swing into turn 3 for the final time. Checkered flag in the air from Mike Hellberg. They come off turn number 4, and it'll be Alexandra Fern picking up the win.
Gary Patnode will finish in second. Kevin Cormier third. Matt Scapini fourth. Damian Pilardi rounding out the top 5. Orsini for 6th in the 56th, and the only car a lap down, Dana Ray, after that early race spin over in turn number 2, finishing in the 7th spot. So qualifying now complete for the limited late models. Those teams will prepare for their feature event later this evening. Very close championship point battle, so it'll be fun to watch here later on tonight. Street stocks are up next. 3 qualifying heats. I believe 25 cars are on the property here to take part in tonight's race program. Travis Haidar comes into this evening as the championship point leader by 52 over Adrian Paradis. Burt Willett also tied for that runner-up spot in the standings. Bobby Stirk is 4th, and Travis Downey rounding out the top 5, all within 104 points. Let's jump into the heat race starting lineup here. For the street stocks, car 69 on the pole from Belchertown, Massachusetts, the Roy's Auto Service entry for Bill Cody, our pole sitter.
And outside row number 1, New York Sports Show brings us to 94 of Goshen, Connecticut's Chris Danielchuk.
Third starter, car 21 from Summers, Connecticut, the Tri-State Equipment Repair entry for Jason Lafayette.
Gridding in the 4th spot, it'll be the number 19 of Adrian Paradis from Plainville, Connecticut, in the CSB Communications sponsored entry.
5th starter, car number 55 from Chicopee, Massachusetts, Anytime Nutrition, to bring us Brandon Warren.
Cindy Stirk will strap in behind the wheel of the number 18. She is from Naugatuck, Connecticut, and the Tri-State Elevator and Hoist sponsored entry.
7th starter, car number 91 from Seymour, Connecticut, Tri-State Elevator and Hoist, also sponsoring this car for Steve Daddio.
Mark's Property Maintenance brings us the 83 of West Suffield, Connecticut's Ryan Perry.
And car number 22 will round out the field from Greenwich, Connecticut, John Dalella. Rounding out the field, we should mention John Johnson in car number 91 tonight. So John Johnson, hailing from Prospect, Connecticut, piloting the 91 car to the green flag here in less than a lap from now in our opening qualifying event for the street stocks. Last time out, it was Bobby Stirk picking up the race win in car number 9. We'll see him here in a little bit. His 5th
win of the season. All 5 of his career wins coming this season. So, boy, once he figured out how to get to Napa Victory Lane, he really figured it out, and he's been a driver to beat here in the second half of this season. Green is out. We're off and rolling in heat race 1 for the Street Stocks.
And the 69 of Cody will lead the field down into turn number 1. He has the early advantage behind him. It is Lafayette in the 21 trying to get by Daniel Chuck. They are side by side under the Budweiser sign, and it is Lafayette who has the advantage in turn 3.
Lafayette, a veteran of this division in car number 21, has not run the full season here this year. But when he has showed up, he's been strong, and right now challenging for that second spot over Daniel Chuck in the 94, and behind Cody in the 69. They are stacked up from third on back.
And the 55 of Brandon Warren was able to fill the void left by Lafayette, who moved into the second spot. Also trying to find a way underneath the 94 of Daniel Chuck is Adrian Paradis, as he will grab the 4th spot when they cross the stripe.
Big hit off turn number 4. One car into the outside wall at a ton. That looks like it's Ryan Perry in the 83. Not sure if something broke, because that's what it looked like off of turn 4. That car shot straight up and in to the outside wall off of turn number 4. And that'll put us under the caution flag for the first time. Ryan out of West Suffield, Connecticut. Monaco Ford safety team quickly on the scene. And that'll put us under the caution flag for the first time tonight in our qualifying action. And we'll get a look at a replay and see exactly what happened here in a moment. As the field bypasses by to the inside, but a big hit for the 83 car, Ryan Perry.
And that right front, Kyle, pretty much destroyed from that hit. I was concentrating on the front running cars, and you were able to get that pretty quickly.
Work continues off of turn number 4, so we'll get a look at it here in just a moment. For the Street Stocks, we talked about Bobby Sturck and the run that he's been on. 3 new winners to this division this season. Jason Finkbein has gone to victory lane for the first time. Travis Downey, who is part of the championship battle, also has gone to victory lane. We get a look at the replay. That car just did not turn at the exit of turn number 4. Straight up and in to the outside wall. It looks like he's okay as the ambulance heads back to the infield. And they'll remove that car off of the turn 4 wall. We'll be back at it here in just a moment. First of 2 big days of competition here at the Speedway. The Napa Auto Parts Fall Final tomorrow, and what an entry list day for the Monaco Modified Tri-Track Series. A who's who in the world of modified racing. Right around 50 cars looking to qualify for that event, as we get one more look at what put us under this caution flag from the speed shot off of turn number 4. And get a good look at the hit there by the 83 car. But back to tomorrow. What a day it's going to be here at the Stafford Motor Speedway.
Well, I think we looked, when I last looked at the entry list, it's what, 53 cars I think that they have listed, Kyle. And I know you tease me about my age sometimes, but this is kind of like what it was in the 70s, where you have guys coming up from the South, coming from Western New York, coming from Long Island, coming from the northern states, and battling the regulars here at Stafford in a very big event, a $15,000 check, and you really got to fight your way to get into that feature, and you don't know. Is it a Stafford regular? Is it somebody we don't know, like the last Monaco race that was won by Dana DiMatteo? That, you know, that you're really is outside the box that you think of drivers that are going to contend for the checkered flag.
Main grandstand gates open tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. We'll have a Monaco Modified tire scuff at 1 and jump into heat races at 1:30. They will include events for the SK Light Modifieds. It's an invitational event, and you are invited tomorrow if you have not won this year. So
I can get in a car?
If you can get a ride, Dave, then you are more than welcome to enter. Also, the Vintage All-Stars will be here. Going to be a great day of competition. Of course, the SK Modifieds, part of doing a double dip this weekend, racing tonight and tomorrow. Going to be a B main. Final opportunity to make the race for those that have issues in the heat race. Going to be fun. The 49th Napa Fall Final tomorrow afternoon. Getting set to go green here off turn 4 for the restart. Bill Cody leads him back to turn 1.
And he has a challenge to the outside by Jason Lafayette in that white number 21. Behind them, Brandon Warren and the 19 of Adrian Paradis fight it out. Paradis gets a run on the outside, gets a nose into that third spot, but our leader is Bill Cody as they go into turn 3.
Adrian Paradis second in the championship standings, the closest driver to our point leader Travis Haidar. Right now third in the running order in car number 19 as Lafayette looks for the race lead on Cody in turn number 1. Didn't have the right angle of attack going into the corner, but boy, he sure did off the corner and up the back straightaway.
A burst of energy carries him to the lead, left high and dry, and almost Adrian Paradis able to capitalize on that as they come off turn number 4. Will hit the white flag lap. Paradis continues to be on the move. He'll try to grab second away from Cody as they bombard turn 1.
The street stock qualifying events, 5 laps in distance, and we are into the 5th and final lap now for Jason Lafayette, the race leader, up the back straightaway. Battle for second is the best. Cody has it. Adrian Paradis right there in third. Brandon Warren in fourth. That's the way they run off of turn number 4. Checkered flag is out. Jason Lafayette will win qualifying race number 1 for the street stocks.
Finishing in second will be the 69 of Bill Cody. Adrian Paradis in the 19 was third. Brandon Warren in the 55 fourth. And Chris Danielchuk came home 5th.
John Johnson finishing in the 6th spot. Cindy Stirk in 7th. John DeLiella finishing in 8th. And Ryan Perry, who got the wall off of turn number 4, will finish in the 9th spot. Qualifying race number 2. Rolling out onto the racetrack next. Car number 71 will lead the field to the green flag from Stafford, Connecticut. Rico's Pizza providing the sponsorship for our pole sitter, Marvin Minkler.
Berlin, Connecticut is the hometown of our next competitor in the Accelerated Electrical Services number 17. It's Pat Grady.
Third starter, car number 51 from Ellington, Connecticut. Jet Electric providing the sponsorship for Burt Willett.
Piloting the number 42, PJ Ladola and Sons Electrical Contractors, brings us Barkhampton's Travis Downey.
Fifth starter, card number 88 from Manchester, Connecticut, Metro Door, and Ricky Breen Painting, the entry for Kyle Johnson.
From right here in Stafford Springs, it's the 44, Stafford Veterinary Center. It's Rob Sears.
The 01 is up next, back for the first time in a couple of weeks from Agawam, Massachusetts. The Holyoke Dental Associates sponsored car for Johnny Walker.
And starting scratch on the field, it'll be the number 16, Granby, Massachusetts, Jeff Aslan.
And Jeff, although a new name to this division, a familiar car to this racetrack, that number 16, driven by Nicholas Hovey for much of the first half of this season. Jeff purchased that car a couple of weeks ago. I think debuted it 2 weeks ago, the last time we were here at the Speedway. Preparing for what he believes is a full-on assault toward the championship in 2023.
I believe that would mean Nick is going to go to full-time SK Light duties.
I believe you're right. I believe you are right. Field lined up in their rows of 2 over in turn number 2 behind the pace car. Marvin Minkler in car number 71, a driver that has been so close so many times in this division when it comes to feature competition. Still looking for that first win, a handful of top 10s, a couple of top 5s this year. Is tonight the night for Marvin? Off turn 4, he leads this second qualifying event down to the green flag. And we're off and rolling with Pat Grady to his outside in the 17.
And Minkler busts out first. Grady trying to hold on to second. A charge by Burt Willett, the Jet Electric 51. He gets to the door as they go down the backstretch. They are almost even going into turn 3 with Travis Downey in tow as he battles for the 4th spot.
Burt Willett, second in points, tied for that position with Adrian Paradis. Had a great first half of the season. Hit some speed bumps about midway through the year and has found some momentum recently in car number 51, running in second. Travis Downey up to the 3rd spot over Grady in 4th. And here comes Wicker Walker rounding out the top 5 in that 01 car.
But Burt Willett is the one on the move. He closed pretty quickly on Minkler. Minkler goes up high, leaves a window open for Willett to try to climb through. He'll get there almost as they go into turn number 1.
And he almost at the start-finish line. By the time they get to turn number 2, he is there, and he is out front in car number 51. Burt Willett goes to the front of the field. Here comes Travis Downey up to the 2nd spot, challenging with Minkler for that position as the 71 stuck in that outside lane has fallen to 3rd.
So Minkler drop kick to 3rd. Then we have Grady and Walker making up the top 5. We're down to the final 2, and it could set up a classic battle between 2 street stock drivers. Burt Willett leads them down the backstretch by about 3 car lengths. Trying to close in is Downey in the 42.
And he is doing just that, down to about 3, now 2 car lengths in turn number 2, and now a little bit of a bobble off of turn number 4 for Downey. White flag for Burt Willett as he leads back to turn number 1, but here comes Travis Downey. Half a lap to go before the checkered flag.
So will Downey have anything in the final 2 turns for Burt Willett? Willett will lead him into turn number 3. Downey in tow, trying to close quickly as they bounce their way off turn number 4. They'll see the checkered flag, and it will be Burt Willett wheeling his way to the heat race win. Travis Downey 2nd, and the 71 of Marvin Minkler is 3rd.
Marvin Minkler will get that 3rd spot. Pat Grady in 4th, and Johnny Walker rounds out the top 5. Kyle Johnson will finish in the 6th spot. Rob Sears in 7th, and Jeff Asselin rounding out the 8-car field in heat race number 2 for the street stocks. Heat race number 3 rolling out onto the racetrack in just a moment. 25 cars with us here this evening on the pole for this 3rd and final street stock qualifier. Car number 80 from East Hartford, Connecticut. The Back Road Smokin' Barbecue, the sponsorship for our pole sitter, Tyler Trott.
Next up on the field will be the 63 from East Berlin, Connecticut. In the compressed air USA machine, it's Sam Calvo.
3rd starter, car number 11 from Woodbury, Connecticut. The Haidar Construction Chevrolet for Travis Haidar.
The A&A Associates Tri-State Elevator and Hoist Machine. It's the number 9 of Bobby Stirk III from Naugatuck, Connecticut.
Car number 31 is next from Danielson, Connecticut. Starting in the 5th spot, it's Ryan Waterman.
Manchester, Connecticut brings us the 46 in the Finkbines Landscaping Machine. It's Jason Finkbine.
7 starter, car number 36 from Columbia, Connecticut. The Maine Moose providing the sponsorship for David Mesha Jr.
And coming to us from Harrisville, Rhode Island, Renee Ledoux, Keller Williams leading edge. It's Samantha Dell piloting the 28.
Not sure Samantha's going to be able to make it out onto the racetrack. 7 of the 8 starters are out there. And we'll go green next time by here for the street stocks as they set the starting lineup for their feature event here later this evening. Travis Haidar comes in with a comfortable, if there is such thing in motorsports, championship point lead. Right now 54 in hand, and if he leaves here tonight still up by more than 50, he'll clinch the title.
I don't think anything is ever comfortable, Kyle,
no,
until you have it in your pocket.
Absolutely. Even, you know, you got a guy like Todd Owen who has over a 100-point lead. He doesn't want to talk about points, doesn't want to hear it. When it's official, we'll tell him.
Then we can
we can talk to him. And then there are other drivers that want to see every point possible and every scenario possible. As we come off of turn 4, green flag is out, and we are underway with Tyler Trott leading on the turn number 1.
And Trott has some company right on his back bumper is Travis Haidar. Haidar not content with 2nd, pays a little visit to that back bumper of Trott as they go down into turn number 3. We'll see if he can make a move when they're in turn 4.
Off of turn 4 they come. Top 3 beginning to break away just a bit at the front of the field, led by the Tyler Trott machine. Then it's Travis Haidar, followed by Ryan Waterman in the 3rd spot. Bit of a gap where there was, back to the battle for 4th. Here comes Stirk to the inside of Finkbine.
So Stirk will try to can opener his way underneath Finkbine as they go down into turn number 3. Stirk to the door. They are even coming off turn number 4. A little wiggle by Trott. Does that allow Haidar a run underneath? And Haidar will lead him at the line.
5 cars under a blanket battling for the top spot, and it's Travis Haidar at the line by a 600th of a second. That time by, he leads up the backstretch now by a full car length over Ryan Waterman in 2nd. Stirk is now 3rd. Battle for fourth is side by side. Jason Finkbein to the inside of Tyler Trott, who's been drop kicked to fifth.
And we're down to the final 2 laps. Can Ryan Waterman make things exciting in those final 2 circuits? He gets the bumper of Haidar once again, takes a peek down low, finds the window shut. Haidar looks to pull away in the yellow 11 as they are in turn number 3, nose to tail the top 5 cars.
All 7 cars have strung out single file coming to the white flag. They are tightly bunched though among the top 3. 1 lap to go. Haidar's out front. Waterman right there in second. Sturck there in the 3rd spot.
So Haidar, the points leader, will lead him off turn number 2. A little bit of a wiggle by Waterman may cost him. Sturck's trying to smell the number 9 into the 2nd spot. They come off turn number 4, a run by Sturck. At the front, it's going to be Travis Haidar taking the win, with Ryan Waterman 2nd and Bobby Sturck finishing in 3rd.
Jason Finkbein will finish in 4th. Tyler Trott will round out the top 5. Then it's Sam Calvo and David Mesha Jr. rounding out our 7 starters here in our 3rd and final qualifying event for the Street Stocks, which will lead us to the late models, and another great field. I think one of our biggest fields of the season, if not the biggest. Over 20 cars set to go here for a pair of qualifying events. 11 will take the green here in heat race number 1 coming up in just a moment. Adam Gray is the championship point leader by 52 over Kevin Gambacorda. Tom Fern, 3rd in the championship standings, 60 back, still mathematically eligible, but it's going to be tough. Same for Daryl Keene, 94 points back in 4th. And Andrew Moeller rounding out the top 5 in the championship standings, 100 points behind championship leader Adam Gray, who is looking for yet another Stafford title here in 2022. It's been a great season for Adam in car number 97. Picking up a bunch of wins, 5 checkered flags in total this year, including that incredible run he had 4 in a row. I say 5, 6 checkered flags this season. So started back on June 3rd, won again on June 10th, June 17th. He swept the month of June. Picked up a win in July and again in August, and has finished in the top 3 the last 3 events. So
And if he seals the deal, Kyle, it will be his 4th championship.
it will.
And who leads in championships in the late models?
Tom Fern?
No,
Stump me.
Ryan Pasacco with
Ryan
6.
Pasacco, 6 championships. It's going back a while. We'll see Ryan at the racetrack every now and again. Remember those days, that yellow number 2 car picking up all those championships. As we jump into the qualifying action, heat race number 1 for the late models, car number 19 will lead the field to green from Willington, Connecticut. Another one of the former champions, Michael Bennett, on pole in car 19, Auberson Hardware providing the sponsorship.
Big Kahuna Racing and Jarmark Farms brings us to 79 out of Enfield. It's Daryl Keene.
Car 42 is up next from Durham, Connecticut. The DMW Graphics and Greg's Lawn Care and Snow Removal entry for Michael Ray starting 3rd.
The 23 grids next out of Ellington, Connecticut. In the Levine Law sponsored entry, it's Kevin Gambacorda.
5th starter, car number 31 from Shelton, Connecticut. The Life Care Family Chiropractic and Alpine Tree Company entry for Andrew Moeller.
Meadows Motor Cars brings us the point leader and defending champion. It's Granby, Connecticut's Adam Gray piloting the 97.
7th starter, car number 33 from Barkhamsted, Connecticut. The AVI Incorporated entry for Aiden Burrell.
Green Knowles Landscaping brings us the 2 from Monroe. It's Dwayne Knoll.
9th starter, car number 52 from Southington, Connecticut. The Mordino Motorsports Chevrolet for Mike Mordino.
Next up on the field will be the 88 from Palmer, Massachusetts. It's Dwayne Provost. Michael Facchini Law Firm brings us that machine.
And rounding out the 11-car field, car number 26, Coastline Power Solutions, providing the sponsorship for Scott Booley. And unfortunately, as we introduce him in the running order, that 26 car is stopped on the pit lane.
And it also looks like Paul Arute on the pit lane.
Yeah, Paul not scheduled, though, in this qualifying event, I don't believe. He's scheduled to go in heat race number 2. So maybe just getting
A little anxious.
a bit of a different view of the action here as we get set to go. But unfortunately, Scott Booley not going to start this qualifying event from the infield in that orange number 26 car as the rest of the field comes off of turn number 4. Michael Bennett leads the way off of turn 4. Green is out. Daryl Keene to his right elbow as they race into turn number 1 for the first time.
And Keene trying to put his stamp on the lead, but Bennett has the leverage down low in the 19, grabs that early advantage. Keene not giving up on the outside, but we see the 42 of Michael Ray trying to make his way into the picture.
Michael Ray in third, second car in line on the bottom and challenging for position number 2. Daryl Keene still in the outside lane. Michael Bennett strong on the bottom. They lean on each other just a bit as they make their way off of turn number 2 and up the back straightaway.
So Bennett able to shrug off Keene for the lead. Keene has his hands full. They're trying to dig underneath him, and the 42 is Michael Ray. Then we have the 31 of Andrew Moeller. He'll try to grab third when they cross the line.
Moeller, third car in line on the bottom. Keene right now stuck in that outside lane, trying to jam that 79 car back to the bottom, but there wasn't enough room. Here's Moeller to the inside, and now Adam Gray to the inside for fourth.
So Gray and Keene battling it out for fourth. And Keene has to worry being stuck out on the outside. Kevin Gambacorta could sneak in there, drop kick him back further in the field. And then we have the 2 of Dwayne Knoll.
Gambacorta in the 23, Knoll in the 2. That's the way they run through the field. Behind Knoll, you have Mike Mordino, Aiden Burrell, Dwayne Provost in the running order as they work their way into turn number 3. Halfway home, 4 down, 4 to go. Michael Bennett tiptoeing away at the front of the field right now. Car number 19 has a 0.6 of a second lead over Michael Ray, who leads the charge from second on back.
And Ray will try to go to the whip in the final 3.5 laps. In tow is the 31 of Moeller, then Gray running a comfortable fourth, Gambacorta fifth, and the 79 of Keene has made his way all the way back to sixth. But at the front, Michael Ray continues to lead the field.
After starting on the front row, tough break for Daryl Keene, stuck in that outside lane and fell outside of the top 5 and now is on the rebound, trying to work that car back into the top 5. Currently 6 right now, a couple car lengths behind Gambacorta for that 5th spot as the field comes to 2 laps to go. No challenge up front, Michael Bennett all by himself. Great racing from second on back, led by Michael Ray.
So Ray will try to hold off Andrew Moeller as they go down the backstretch. Behind him is the 97 of Gray. Then we have Gambacorta and Keene making up the top 6. But right now, at the front, a sizable advantage as he heads into the final lap for Michael Bennett.
A white flag, 1 lap to go for Michael Bennett, car number 19, who was in a pretty severe incident on the front straightaway on a restart a couple of weeks ago during the feature event. Was able to put that car back together, get here tonight, and right now leads the way and is about to win this opening qualifying event for the late models.
So coming to the line, it will be Michael Bennett taking the checkered flag. Finishing in second, it is Michael Ray. Then we have Andrew Moeller, Adam Gray, and Kevin Gambacorta making up the top 5.
Just outside of the top 5, Daryl Keene in 6th, Mike Mordino 7th, Aiden Burrell in 8th, Dwayne Provost in 9th, and Dwayne Knoll rounding out the 10 cars that started the event. Scott Booley did not start and will, in fact, you watch the entire heat race from pit road, that car coming to life now, but will be credited with an 11th place finish. I want to thank some of our contingency sponsors here for the late models this season. They include iRacing, Broadbrook Brewing, McKinney Construction, Sunoco Race Fuels, Mainly Performance, and Paradiso Insurance, all providing some extra cash for these competitors in the late model division in 2022. Much appreciated by all of the competitors here for our late models that are on the racetrack, battling each and every week. Heat race number 2 on the racetrack now. Car number 39 scheduled to lead the field to the green flag from Berlin, Connecticut. Tavern on the Tracks, providing sponsorship for our pole sitter, Paul Verrecchio Jr.
Blake Company Incorporated is the sponsor for North Haven, Connecticut's John Blake in the 61.
Third starter, car number 82 from Northridge, Massachusetts, the Supreme Industries Chevrolet for Paula Root.
Out of Fairfield, Connecticut, it'll be the number 10 Wayne Coury Jr. in the Wayne's Auto Body Springfield Thunderbird sponsored entry.
Our 5th starter was a first-time winner a couple of weeks ago, taking the checkered flag on September 9th. From Chicopee, Massachusetts, it's Andrew Durand.
King Gray Coach Lines brings us multi-time winner out of East Longmeadow, Massachusetts. It's Tom Fern in the 92.
7-starter car number 4 from Stafford Springs. It's the Commercial Development Services Group Chevrolet for Tom Butler.
Wayne's Auto Body brings us Milford, Connecticut's Wayne Curry Sr. in the 17.
9-starter car number 44 from Durham, Connecticut, the DMW graphics entry for David Ray.
And going scratch on the field out of Ellington, Connecticut, it'll be the number 9 of Joshua White.
So that's the starting lineup here for heat race number 2. As Mother Nature once again provides us with an amazing sky off of turns 1 and 2 here this evening for all the action. A chilly day, I guess you could say.
Yeah, but it gets earlier and earlier. That's the depressing point.
It is. It's that time of the year. Fall hit last night just after what, 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock?
About, yeah.
Just after 9 o'clock. Mother Nature not wasting any time, letting us know that fall is here. 2 weeks ago, the last time we raced here, the temperature, the high that day was 82 degrees. Today, I think we barely, cracked the 60s, about 61,
yeah,
62 degrees.
With a cool breeze.
A cool breeze, yes. Don't forget the novelty booth open on the Midway. Joey Farino has some brand new t-shirts for sale. Also t-shirts from Woody Pitcat and Doug Kobe available down at the novelty booth. Phil Smith's book, The 50 Greatest Drivers of Stafford Motor Speedway, and plenty more down on the Midway. Check it out here tonight. Green is out. We are off and rolling with heat race number 2 for the late models. Verrecchio to the bottom, but it is John Blake getting the jump for a moment anyway in that outside lane in car number 61. But here comes Verrecchio, back to the inside and back to the point.
And a jump by Blake on the 61, not giving up that run on the outside. Verrecchio has the top spot. Locked out on the outside is Blake. Wayne Curry swoops in underneath. Tom Fern right in his tire tracks as they go into turn number 1.
Wayne Curry Jr. to the inside, car number 10. Blake to the outside in the 61 in a race for second. Here comes Tom Fern in the 92 car up to the 4th spot. Paula Root will round out the top 5 and will lead that second pack, including last week's winner, Andrew Durand. As they come back off turn 4, he can move Tom Fern up to position number 3.
The top 6 cars nose to tail freight train their way off the corner. It is Verrecchio leading the charge down the backstretch. Curry trying to close in. He has to worry about Tom Fern, who's right behind him. The top 3 make their way off turn number 4. Your leader, the 39 of Paul Verrecchio.
John Blake leads that battle from 4th on back. Verrecchio getting gone right now at the point in car number 39. At the front by a couple, make that a car length or so now over Corey, who closes that gap a bit off of turn number 2. Tom Fern wants to challenge Corey for the runner-up spot in the 92. Best battle is for 5th. Paul LaRoute drifting up a little higher onto the racetrack and opened the door for a moment for Andrew Durand, who is unable to take advantage of it and will fall back in the line in 6th. Battle for the lead, though, off turn 2.
So Curry trying to slice his way underneath the 39 of Verrecchio. Verrecchio able to hold him off again. Drop kicks him back to the 2nd spot by a little over half a car length. Verrecchio hangs onto the spot as he has from the drop of the green flag, continuing to hold off the charges of both Curry and Fern.
Fern in 3rd, Blake in 4th. Paul LaRoute doing a masterful job in 5th, keeping Andrew Durand behind him in car number 43. Tom Butler back tonight after a wicked accident in turn number 4 a few weeks ago. Good to see Turbo Tom back with us here this evening with 2 laps to go. And again, the top 4 breaking away from that 5th place battle, led again by Paul LaRoute, also Durand and Butler.
And it was the 61 of Blake, got a little high down the backstretch. That dropped him off the pace of the top 3. Curry is going to try once again. Verrecchio has had all the answers down to the final lap. Curry has to worry about a charging Tom Fern, who finds a nose underneath the 10 as they go into turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, Tom Fern says it's time to go. White flag is out. 1 lap to go here in this second qualifying event for the late models. Fern to the inside, Corey to the outside. All of this battling 1 car length, less than that now. Verrecchio out of shape off turn 4. Here comes Fern to the bottom, but it's not enough. Paul Verrecchio will take the checkered flag and the win in heat race number 2 for the late models.
Finishing in 2nd is the 92 of Tom Fern. Then we have Wayne Curry Jr. in the 10, John Blake in the 61, and Paul LaRoute made up our top 5.
6 through 10 went to Andrew Duran, Tom Butler in 7th, Wayne Corey Sr. in the 8th spot, David Ray and Joshua White rounding out the 10 that started the event. For those that are watching us on Facebook and on YouTube, able to catch the early action here at the Speedway. We are sadly going to have to say farewell. If you want to see the rest of our qualifying action and tonight's 5 feature events, twist us in on flowracing.com. And with that, we continue on with the SK Light Modifieds.